Let's look at some key points of similar figures here. And I'm just going to abbreviate similar figures. Okay. Similar figures, they don't have to be the same size. Okay. Oops. Doesn't have to be the same size. Okay. But for it to be similar, they got to have corresponding. I don't know if this is spelled right. I'm sure someone will probably look it up and say, hey, you didn't spell that right. Well, you know what? It is what it is. Corresponding angles are congruent. Okay. And the sides are proportional. Okay. Now we've kind of delved into ratio and proportions with the scale drawings having a scale factor. That needs to say proportional. Okay. Might be a quiz question in the morning, so make sure you write this down. They don't have to be the same size, but definitely the corresponding angles are congruent. Sides are proportional. And I guess if they're similar figures, they got to be the same shape. Okay? Kind of makes sense, right? If you got a triangle and a rectangle, they're not the same shape. They're not going to be similar figures. Okay? Alright, let's look at some examples here. I do some editing. I want to draw two shapes. One a little bit smaller than the other. Okay? And I'm going to put these little angle arcs inside the shape. That kind of helps indicate the corresponding congruent angles. And I better put example 1 here. And let's put some dimensions to these shapes. Now, we'll let this guy be 24 and this be 20. And let's say this is 5 and this is x. And what they'll want you to do is be able to find x, the missing side length. Okay? The missing length. Now, knowing that they are proportional, these triangles are, we can easily set up a ratio of proportion. There's more than one way of setting this up. What I like to do is I like to kind of highlight x, and I go ahead and make a ratio out of this shape, just the shape alone. And you can go underneath the shape like this. I'm going to put x over 5. It kind of builds itself in a way. Now, for this triangle right here, the bigger triangle, okay, I'm going to look at the corresponding side of x. Okay, I want to highlight that in pink. And since I put x on top, I'm going to put the corresponding side of the bigger triangle on top as well. Now the corresponding side of x would be 24. If you notice where the angles are in both triangles, they're in the same location. Okay, so I'm going to write 24 here. Then obviously the corresponding side of 5 from the little triangle would be 20. And then, guys, from there, it's just kind of cross multiply and divide. And you could do this with any shape. All you need is, two complete corresponding sides, which I have here in 20 and 5. Then you locate your missing side and try to find its corresponding side. That'll help build your ratio and proportion. Now from here we can cross multiply and divide. 24 times 5, that's going to be 120. Okay, I'm going to divide that by my leftover number, which is 20. And then just simply divide, and we get 6. So 6 would be the missing side length. Now, for this last example, I've only done 2. I'm only doing 2. I only need 2. So let's do example 2. Let's say we have, this is like an application problem. I'll draw a little sun out here. Yay, a sun. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a tree. And I'm doing this backwards. I'm going to draw the leaves first. It's not going to be pretty. I don't know what it is with me and trees here, but it is what it is. And, okay. So there's my tree, and, here's the ground. Okay, and let's say someone's out here chilling in the sun. Nice sunny day. Okay. Strolling through the beautiful nature. And at this certain point, the sun's rays are casting shadows. And let's say we'll call this guy Peter Pan. Peter Pan's shadow is, let's go 5 feet. Now I've probably drawn the shadow on the wrong side, but that's okay. And Peter Pan is 6 feet tall. All right. At the same time, let's say the tree's shadow is 20 feet. And some of you might have already guessed it. What is the height of the tree? Okay, so we're going to find x, the height of the tree. All right, so, same thing as that last example. You got to visualize this as, let me pick a color here. You got to visualize this as right triangles, guys. All right, so from the top of the tree to the very end of the shadow, you can easily see we got we got 2 right angle triangles. And their angles should be the same measure. Now, I kind of look at it this way when I'm setting up a ratio and proportion. Okay, what am I looking for? X. So I'm going to set up a ratio and proportion. X represents the height of the tree, right? Well, what's the shadow length of the tree? 20. So there's my ratio there. Let's figure out this other ratio and create a proportion. Now, since I have the height on top, I need to go over here to Peter Pan's height and write his height on top. See, heights are on top. I put the shadow on the bottom, so Peter Pan's shadow will go on the bottom here. Then we can simply cross multiply and divide, which got 120 divided by 5, okay, which is going to be 24, I believe. All right. So the height of the tree would be 24. Since our dimensions are in feet, we're going to stick with feet. All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed. It won't be too often I'll be able to do this at home. It's just nearly impossible. But other than that, I'll see you tomorrow.